Hello, everybody. I have Keith Winterbottom here today. We're going to talk about the Dead Things show. This is number 11 this year. And this show, it has, in one sense, it has a lot of history behind it. And in another sense, it looks like it has a lot of history in front of it. Given the industry support and all the talented and famous names that are popping up that are participating in this show. And, you know, I just felt like it was important to get on here today with Keith and do a little talk about it. Let him share his thoughts about the history of the show, what's happening this year at NIX, and to talk a little bit about the sponsors, the people that help support this show as well. Hello, Keith. Welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks, sir. It's a pleasure. Been watching all your interviews. They're all getting better and better as you go. And you're nailing them all, bro. So
It's been a lot of fun.
And same, yeah. Like half the people you interviewed, or most of the people you've interviewed, have at some point been on our roster. We've been doing it for. This is our 11th show with a pause due to COVID for a couple years and stuff. So it's been some years now, since before Instagram even. I was looking at the hashtags because there's hashtags like Dead Things 3 and up, I think. So we're older than it.
You're older than a hashtag.
Yeah.
So this year, tell me a little bit about what's planned for this year and who's showing up with some incredible artwork.
Yeah, so this year we've done beaver skulls. We're keeping it Canadian this year. We send out 45 skulls to tattooers all across Canada. We got quite a few Americans this year. Of course, Larry Brogan, Darren White, a few pretty wicked American artists. And yes, we send out skulls to all the tattooers. It's all tattooer-based show, always has been. I haven't let anybody else creep in. We always get requests from people constantly wanting to be in the show, but I'm trying to keep it tattooer-based always, you know. So yeah, our roster is always impressive. We try and recycle some people and switch them out and give other people opportunities. And yeah, some of the artists are just next level. We got Steve Moore and Eric Brunning, and yeah, I could go on. Our posters were done by Val and Ben there, and Derek Dickerson. They're pretty wicked. We just got the trophies done by them. We always have the artists do the posters, kind of like convention style. And yeah, so everybody crafts everything up, sends it back, and we've done numerous charities over the years. We started out with the SPCA after losing my dog. Then my brother-in-law passed, so we moved on to donating to hospice. Then Chris Winslow passed, so we put in everything in to help rally money for his skin project, where we got all his tattoos framed. And so now we started a new tattooer relief fund, and this year everything's going to go to Mr. Ryan Halter, who everybody knows. He's a good fella, good guy, had a rough go last year. So we're going to start giving back to the tattooers that make the show.
This is fantastic. You know, and when I read that you were supporting Ryan this year, I thought that it couldn't go to a better cause. Ryan is such a well-loved, well-known guy in this industry. And, you know, so it's great to see it giving back to tattooing in general.
Yeah. So exactly. All the artists, so much time and effort over the years. So now we're going to switch it. And like you say, there is a good future. We got some plans and keep it going. At this point, we're the longest running art show in the tattoo industry in Canada that's continually kept going and going for this long. So my wife, Sarah, she's bound and determined to keep things going. And she does a lot of the legwork on this show as well. So.
Mm-hmm. And I love that this is such a collaborative show that involves so many people, and it's doing something really positive, and that's great. We can harness our skills and abilities to do something really good out there with tattoo artists. So
right? And all the artists like it. It pushes them out of their realm. I had an artist the other day. She dropped her piece and she's like, "Thank you. You kicked me off my iPad and made me have to paint again and make something." And you know what I mean? So, and some people are uncomfortable with it and they message me and they're like, "I don't know what to do." And I'm like, talking through it, and then they figure something out,
Mhm.
and people turn it into their next hobby. And I'm like, yeah, I can't say who, but someone burns guitars now, and they're pretty damn good at it. So yeah,
I think
people
I've
find
seen a
new
few of those guitars online.
people find a new skill they didn't know they had. Well, right, so it's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, the spot got good guys, always been there. Icon, of course. River Valley makes our stickers. Print and Platin is a new sponsor this year, doing T-shirts for us. And then the big one, of course, is NIX. We had didn't lose our shop. We moved up north and uh, lost our location basically to do the shop with a large crowd. So looking around, and then yeah, me and Dan have been friends forever, and he offered to host it at NIX, and that's a good combination right there. So we did it last year for the first time there, and yeah, I just see it getting bigger now.
Mhm. And that was one thing that is really impressive when I look at the poster. I do a lot of fundraising. I've done lots over the years, and to see the lineup of sponsors that you have for this event is really great.
Yeah, they've all been crazy supportive. We do a best of show, first, second, third place. They all donate great prize packs to everybody. And yeah, so a lot of the artists work pretty hard because they want them prize packs. And yeah, so,
Yeah, who wouldn't, right?
yeah.
So what are your future plans with the show? Do you have any new ideas you're going to bring in next 12? Anything, any spoilers to offer?
There's a few new cats going to be in it for sure. One of the grandfathers in Mech, I can't really say more than that. I know he's going to be in next year. Um, NIX hopefully will keep us going. We were thinking of maybe going on the road, go out to Rich's show in Winnipeg one year. It'd be fun. He's offered to do that, so maybe we take it on the road one year. And then as for skulls, I got something pretty special for next year lining up, but I can't say until I secure them. So
Sure, yeah. And this show is funded like the skulls. I noticed a post the other day that you have used your own money to purchase skulls for this event and all the other some of the associated costs.
yeah, a lot of it costs a lot of money, and we put it all out of pocket. We usually reclaim it after the show, and then what's left of the profit made, we give to the charity, of course. So normally we don't lose our money, but it costs us a lot initially to package, post, ship everything, make posters. There's a lot of little things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could certainly understand that from hosting charity events over the years. You put out a lot of money, and so hopefully all the artists out there that have some skulls, they get them wrapped up in Keith's capable hands of taking care of those and curating them at the show.
Yeah, it's always like herding cats at the end. Sometimes get a little crazy, but everybody seems to pull through. Right now, I'm not too worried anymore. I think we're gonna have a great show. We got lots of skulls. I think we might miss one or two, but that always happens. So yeah.
Sure, yeah. Any other interesting facts about the history of this show that you'd like to share, or an interesting story?
Um, well, in the old days, like the stories would be pretty not suitable for the internet, but old shop, we had many sponsors from, weed shops walking around with girls with platforms of gummy bears and
Yeah.
moonshine gun. And so it was like a one night event and everybody was like, had a great time. Whereas this is over a weekend now, right? So it's a whole kind of different vibe, but still great. Um, and yeah, sometimes our shows got a little rowdy, by the end of the night with the bidding wars and stuff. And yeah, we actually had to physically remove people from the show. And by some of the years, we had hired security for the door. And yeah, it was rowdy show back in the day. Um, yeah, Psycho was there for a few. He could tell you a couple stories. I won't get into them. Yeah, it's always been fun. But at NIX last year, everybody comes and goes all weekend, and then the final day is Sunday at 2 p.m. The bidding ends, so everybody goes crazy Sunday, and there's a lot of emotion. Everybody's fighting over pieces, and yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I've never applied for a skull, but you'll see my name come up, and down the road, if there's a spot, I would love to take a go at one of those.
Yeah, we'll put you on the list for sure. I usually tell people I've got a huge roster waiting list, and now literally put names in a hat, and Sarah was picking names to just
Okay.
try and keep her like, you know what I mean? Because it's nuts. But yeah, we'll put you on the roster for sure.
Yeah, you should maybe have people make a donation to get an extra ballot in the hat.
Yeah, right. Something like that. Pay your way in.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and what was it about Ryan's story that made you wanna donate to him this year?
Well, I've had injuries myself. Hurt my shoulder last year. I was off, and yeah, once we're off as tattooers, we don't have government help. Have this, we're not really a trade, so we don't have anything. So we got to help our own. And I know what it's like. He's got a shop, he's got to pay bills, and he's off, right? So
Mhm.
you don't make it not working. And yeah, we've all been there.
And if anyone watching this video wants to make a donation to this charity event, can they email transfer you, or can they make a donation at the show?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we'll have a donation box there. We always have that there. And then basically everyone pays through our e-transfer, and then we just take it all out and we deal with cash because we like cash. We're old pirates. Halter themselves. We're the last of the pirates. We don't want, papers. And so, yeah, we take it all out and we deal with cash, and we'll give them I'll fly there myself and give them the cash. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. I think this is, again, I think this is a really incredible thing that you're doing, and it's had so much success, and it feels like it's gaining just as much momentum as you move forward with this show. And thank you for doing this. I think it's also a wonderful way that it connects all of us together.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody likes to come. We got people coming to the show that aren't working NIX even, that are flying in just to come to Dead Things, So definitely, it's always lured in a good crowd of people that just want to come and support and get a rad piece of art that's so one of a kind that you're never going to find anywhere else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it is really fantastic that the show has moved over to the NIX arena for doing this, because NIX is an incredible show, longest standing show in Canada.
Yeah, it's
From
fun.
what
I've been at every show. I started tattooing maybe after you're around one of Nick's, maybe a little before, I don't know, but I've been at every one. And since Dan and Melina took it over, they need some new kind of art show in there. And with Damien, there was a skull one, the coffin lid, they had shows and art fusions and so many cool things, right? So definitely needed something new for Nick's as well. So when me and Dan and Melina talked, it just clicked like instant. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm incredibly happy that Dan has taken over that show. He's certainly the guy to do that, and
Yeah.
he's got the mind for it, and the I guess he has the bandwidth, because I couldn't imagine putting together the Nick show, and even what you're doing with Dead Things. It is certainly must take up a lot of bandwidth in your mind and hard work to make this thing fly.
Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of time booked off the next couple weeks getting prepped, and yeah, I said to Dan Molina the other day, I can't even imagine them running a huge convention, 500 booths. Like, holy, that'd be a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
And again, that's sort of the backstory to doing something like what you're doing, is that it takes away from your personal income in your shop. And so again, thank you so much for doing this.
No worries. I appreciate that, and yeah, someone's got to do something, right? Or we're all going to be sitting around bored.
Yeah, well, we're a creative bunch. There's lots of ways to exercise our ingenuity with that.
Exactly.
And this is certainly a great one.
Thanks.
Well, thanks so much, Keith, for agreeing to come on and doing a little video. I really, it was in my heart to get you on video, and I know you're not real techie or video-y.
Up here in the bush, surprised it's working.
Yeah, it's just a tiny bit glitchy. It's actually, it's pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. You got your book booth at NIX too. So I posted that the other day. Lots of people are stoked, and yeah, we'll come check that out. And
Yeah,
this will be
Bob,
awesome.
it was really great. Dan set us up with a booth for Bob and I, and Bob's going to bring a really cool display of NIX history. Bob's one of my favorite Canadian tattoo historians. He's certainly put a lot of effort into his collection, and he's preserving the Canadian tattoo history in his little corner, in doing such a good job of it. So to be in a booth with Bob, to me, is a milestone and quite an honor to just hang out with the guy for the weekend.
Yeah, it works out good. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah. All right. I hope everyone's having a great day. Thanks for tuning into this Dead Things Spotlight.
Perfect. Thanks, Ned.
Yeah, you take care.
Awesome.